What's up, guys? It's time for me to make some Week 10 NFL picks. Let's get to it. We got the Cleveland Browns taking on the Houston Texans. Folks, I'm going to go with the Browns. I don't necessarily buy into this team 100%. I know they're 5-3. I know they're having their best season since 1994, but they've had an easy schedule. Baker Mayfield doesn't look like the QB of the future. Before that draft, I looked at the quarterbacks. I saw Mayfield, I saw Darnold, I saw Rosen, I saw Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. All of those guys had flaws. But I said that Baker would be the best out of all of them. Right now, it isn't looking that way. Right now, Lamar looks like he's the best, followed by Josh Allen, then Mayfield, Darnold, and then Rosen. Folks, Baker hasn't been as bad as he was last year. He's actually played well in certain games, but we're not asking Baker Mayfield to be good or competent or slightly below average. When you draft a quarterback number 1 or you take a quarterback number 1 in his draft class, you're asking him to be great. And Baker Mayfield hasn't been that since his rookie year. That being said, they can run the football with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, two of the better backs in the game. They upgraded their offensive line. They're coming off a bye week. I like Kevin Stefanski. On the other side, we know Deshaun Watson's going to put up some points. This guy is still balling despite losing his best receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. He finally lost his wackadoo head coach, Bill O'Brien. But the Texans are not a good football team. Deshaun is carrying the load. I feel bad for him. Unfortunately, the Texans are going to have a tough year. Hopefully they can hire Eric Bieniemy. I got the Browns winning this game. Next up, we got the Green Bay Packers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to go with the Packers here. It's pretty easy. They got Aaron Rodgers, a top 3 MVP candidate, one of the best quarterbacks in the game. Devontae Adams on the outside. Aaron Jones. Now, if this team traded for a legit number 2 receiver, I believe they would be a Super Bowl contender. If they drafted a linebacker in the first round like Patrick Queen, I believe they would be a Super Bowl contender. I still think they're in the playoff bubble. I believe they're a top 4 team in the NFC, but this team made a huge mistake drafting Jordan Love in the first round, given the fact that Aaron Rodgers needs some help. That being said, they're playing one of the worst teams in the NFL. The Jacksonville Jaguars are not good. They're looking for the QB of the future. The question is, will they get Trevor Lawrence or will they get Justin Fields? On to the next game. We got the New York Giants taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Folks, the Philadelphia Eagles have been one of the most disappointing teams in the National Football League, considering the fact that Carson Wentz has taken a massive step back. We see the talent. In his second year, he almost won the league MVP. We know what this kid has. He was the number 2 overall pick in the draft. But folks, Carson Wentz leads the league in turnovers. This kid hasn't played well this season. He's injury prone. He isn't durable. Philadelphia may look for their QB of the future. On the other side, when you think about the Giants, they may also be in the quarterback market. Daniel Jones has had a fumble or interception in each and every single one of his games, except for last year, Week 16 against Washington, and last week against Washington. So, he's pretty much a bad NFL quarterback against any team but the Washington football team. So, this is what it boils down to. The Giants, the last 3 weeks, have played their tails off. They've done a good job this season under their new coach, Joe Judge. Philadelphia is coming off a bye. I know they get Alshon Jeffrey back. I know they have Goddard. Some of these guys, Fulgham, have played well. But the Giants are at home. They almost beat the Eagles. They went toe-to-toe with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. Joe Judge could actually be a good head coach. I didn't see this coming. When they hired him, I said, who's this guy they hired? I know he used to work for the Patriots, but I don't know if he's the guy that can coach these guys up. He's done a hell of a job as the coach of the Giants. Give me the Giants over the Philadelphia Eagles. Next up, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Carolina Panthers. Folks, I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know what everyone is saying. The sky is falling. Tampa Bay doesn't have it anymore. AB is bad juju. Yada, yada, yada. Tom Brady is washed. Folks, calm down. This is a 6-3 football team. They're fine. They lost twice to the New Orleans Saints. They lost to Chicago on a bad call. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are not going to be as bad as they were on Sunday Night Football. As long as they got him, they always got a shot. Give me the Buccaneers over the Panthers, especially considering the fact that Christian McCaffrey is now out. Give me the Bucs. Next up, we got a very nice showdown down in the desert. We got Kyler Murray and his Cardinals taking on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Folks, I'm going to go with my guy Kyler Murray. Last week, he put on an absolute show. Unfortunately, his defense and his kicker failed to bail him out. I like what Kyler is doing. Russell Wilson last week cooked the Buffalo Bills defense. I expect Kyler to do the same thing. I believe this will be a shootout because Josh Allen played well against the Seattle Seahawks. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, I'll take Kyler Murray any day of the week over Josh Allen. And considering the fact that Kyler is at home, I'm going to roll with Kyler on this one. Give me the Cardinals. Next up, we got the New Orleans Saints taking on the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to go with the Saints. Last week, they demolished the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Drew Brees has showed last week that he still has it. They got Alvin Kamara in the backfield, Michael Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders on the outside. The San Francisco 49ers, on the other hand, are a very bad football team, considering the fact that they lost Nick Bosa, they lost George Kittle, no Raheem Mostert, and it looks like Jimmy G is going to be out of San Fran next year. Give me the Saints. Next up, we got an AFC North matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Folks, you could call me crazy on this one, but I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. I really like what I'm seeing from this young man, Joe Burrow. He has played his tail off this season. Cincinnati has been in each and every single one of their games except for the Baltimore game. Joe Burrow is making a case for himself as the Rookie of the Year. On the other side, Pittsburgh is 8-0. I give him credit. Mike Tomlin has done a phenomenal job with this football team. Big Ben has played well this season. But last week, they almost lost to Garrett Gilbert. And watching that game, I thought to myself, man oh man, I hate to say it, but the Kansas City Chiefs are winning the AFC. I look around at the conference. Indy, they're good. But Phillip Rivers is inconsistent. I know he played well on Thursday Night Football, but is that the Phillip Rivers we're going to get? Tennessee, Ryan Tannehill has not looked like the Ryan Tannehill we saw last season and the first 5 games of the season. So Tennessee looks like they're a pretender. Baltimore, Lamar hasn't won a big game. Pittsburgh last week almost lost to a 4th string. Kansas City looks like the team to beat. Pittsburgh, I still believe they're good. Don't get me wrong, folks, but I think this is the wrong place at the wrong time. Give me the Bengals. Finally, the last 4:25. Actually, we got another game. The Raiders against the Broncos. I'm going to go with the Raiders. I like what I've seen from this football team. I picked Las Vegas as a sleeper wild card team. This is the only team that has beaten Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. They can run the football. Derek Carr has played well. They got Henry Ruggs over the top, as well as Darren Waller. Give me the Raiders. Finally, last 4:25 game of the week. We got the Miami Dolphins taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going to go with the Chargers. What? Why would you pick the Chargers? The Chargers have talent. Justin Herbert has played his tail off. Right now, we have a very interesting Rookie of the Year race between Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert. I did not see Justin Herbert playing this well his rookie year. I saw flashes at Oregon, and I knew he could play, and I knew he would succeed given the fact that the Chargers have great weapons on the outside. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams is probably the best 50-50 guy in the National Football League. They got Hunter Henry at the tight end position. But Justin Herbert, man, oh man, this kid has gone toe-to-toe, head-to-head with Tom Brady, with Patrick Mahomes, with Drew Brees, some of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League, and he has held his own. I'm very impressed with this kid. On the other side, Miami has himself a good quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa played very well last Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. But I think Los Angeles has a more talented roster. They're due for a victory. Give me the Chargers. We got a big Sunday Night Football matchup. We got my New England Patriots going up against the Baltimore Ravens. Folks, I love my Patriots, but this has been a tough season without Tom Brady. I like Cam Newton. He played well earlier in the season. He struggled the last few games. They almost lost to the Jets on Monday Night Football, and New England isn't talented. They don't have speed on the outside. Their running game is inconsistent. The defense has taken a massive step back. Joe Flacco lit them up. I know Lamar Jackson struggles in the big game, but the Baltimore defense is still legit, and Lamar isn't bad. Lamar is still a good quarterback. He just isn't what he was last year. So give me the Ravens on the road, beating the Patriots in Gillette Stadium. I hate to say it. Finally, Monday Night Football. We got the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Chicago Bears. Folks, you guys think that I hate Kirk Cousins. I don't hate Kirk Cousins. His record on Monday Night Football is atrocious. He has the worst record on Monday Night Football. I like Kirk Cousins. I think he's a good guy. I just said that he isn't worth $28 million. He isn't worth $33 million. I don't believe he's the guy to win Minnesota a Super Bowl. And he isn't. Am I picking them to win this game? I am. They got Dalvin Cook in the backfield, and the Chicago Bears. Look, I like Matt Nagy, but Nick Foles hasn't played well. Mitchell Trubisky clearly isn't the guy. Chicago needs a QB, and they know it. Give me Minnesota in Chicago. Kirk Cousins gets his first Monday Night Football victory. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe.